We're ready.
All right, we're rolling.
Okay.
So Max is sitting out of frame. He might be giving insights, maybe not. We'll see, but just in case someone's talking.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name?
Tosh.
Charlie.
Charlie.
Tosh. Sorry. I
Yeah.
need to say something after
No.
that. You are my brother's landlord.
I would not refer to it as landlord. I would say, but roommate. Like I'm not. It's not landlord style, right?
Okay.
It's not really landlord style, but okay.
And where are we right now?
We're in right near Little Cottonwood Canyon, the home of Snowbird and Alta, just right up the road there, a few miles, and that's Cottonwood Heights, Utah.
Okay. Did you grow up here?
No, I'm transplanted from back east.
Okay. Where'd you grow up?
Connecticut till 7, grew up in Vermont, studied in Boston, and lived in Manhattan.
Okay. You've been all over.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, what was the new technology you had available to you?
Well, it was funny too because you guys, do you know how old I am?
No.
You don't know? The technology was nothing. I mean, it was really, growing up with IBM.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the first Selectric typewriter.
Yeah.
That was like fancy because it was electric.
Yeah.
It was like,
Someone else some other woman were telling you about that. And they
yeah.
were like saying,
So that was the technology, really growing up with that, so when I was in college, the Apple computer came out, and they were, competing with PCs, Microsoft, and
do you remember what you were thinking about all of this stuff?
totally, because I really wanted a Mac. I worked at a production company after college, and I really wanted a Mac while I was in college, but it was $4,500 for the little square Mac.
Mm-hmm.
$4,500 back then.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm not really nobody's gonna spring for that except a couple rich kids. I grew up kind of in my work environment looking at the PCs and Macs and what they were doing, and it was always like, I was a Mac person. I'm like, their operating system's ridiculous.
Yeah.
DOS was ridiculous, and even when Windows came out, it was so DOS clunky that.
Okay, I don't know much about any of this, but
Yeah.
I'm glad that you seem to be somewhat
Yeah, no, I
technical.
definitely followed it. I definitely was interested in technology and kind of studied in technology, and yeah.
Max, can you just make sure the camera's still running and stuff?
It's running. You're not in the. You want to be in the frame?
Sure, you can make it a little bit, but more importantly, just look periodically in case my
still
phone goes out.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
You're good.
So were you overall feeling you were positive about this stuff? It was interesting.
Well,
to you?
technology was. I always felt very positive about technology. Just because it just created great efficiencies and it created jobs too. I mean, technology has historically created a lot of employment. People are like, oh, you're going to get rid of file cabinets and everything, and there's not going to be anyone you're not going to need anyone to file it, and things like that. And it was like,
and now there's tons of people in Excel.
well, it's like you just a kind of a diffusion of innovation.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the names of these terms? There's like Javon's paradox.
Right. Exactly.
And Bamal's cost disease.
Bamal's cost disease is a little different.
What's Javon's again?
The one that I don't know if the name of it, but the one you're thinking of is right. When things get cheaper, you can end up spending more on it because it's so much more productive.
Yeah, and then that creates more new forms of innovation or economy.
So it seems like just because the price is going down, there's gonna be less jobs, but there's actually people are accomplishing more. There's more people.
Yeah,
because they're just doing more stuff.
For sure. Thank you, Max. Do you think that type of this will go on forever with automation?
Well, I do. Well, yes, automation is good. I mean, we are the rate of change is exponential. It's not linear. So what I see right now in 1 year, the development in 1 year, whether it's medical technology, Moore's law, whatever, the rate of increase is increasing. So we're like if you believe Ray Kurzweil's, we're at the knee of the curve, so we're basically about to head straight up.
Okay.
And then straight up is essentially the singularity.
I'm so glad because usually I'm explaining all of this to everyone.
No.
So you're fully. Are you on board with all of this stuff?
Well, so it's interesting that you say that because when the iPhone came out, I mean, I was someone who's like, this is really an astounding thing, because if I had told anyone 10 years ago, if I had said, oh, guess what, they're going to it's going to be a phone, but really it's going to give you internet, it's going to be a GPS, you're going to be able to hike with it and trail maps, it's going to also, be a voice recorder, it's going to be a video editor, it's going to take videos better than your cameras that are around today. And yeah, and basically,
You would have been shocked, is what you're saying.
yeah, you would have said that's ridiculous. And that same statement still exists today. So if I said to you, or if I said to somebody, oh, Claude is going to, like at my work, Claude is going to take my job, or AI is going to take my job. My job really maybe still needs a sales rep, customer service maybe, but really it's just the clock is ticking. It's only moments of away to where my job doesn't exist.
When did you start following AI?
So I read Ray Kurzweil's book, and Ray Kurzweil's book, The Singularity is Near, focused on three things: robotics, nanotechnology, and strong AI. It was called strong AI at that point.
What did strong AI mean?
Strong AI meant, I think, AGI.
AGI.
I believe that's
Okay.
what he was meaning by that. That was my sense.
And have you been following along the
Totally.
last 5 years?
Completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
When for you did you really start to believe the power and that it was coming?
I believed it 25 years ago when I read Ray Kurzweil's book.
You never stopped believing.
No. In fact, it was very optimistic. The book gave me an optimism about life, because I'm like, oh, wow, there'll be injectable nanobots, because he spoke about this, injectable nanobots that are programmed to fight cancer cells or the AIDS virus or a bacterium, or, so you're like, oh, you have cancer? Like, cancer's going away. Cancer is really time's limited.
Yeah.
Cancer's not going to be a thing in 10 years, I believe.
Yeah. So you're just like fully AGI pilled. You've been fully AGI pilled.
Yeah.
That's an incredible person to get.
Yeah.
As we randomly, because this was I'm not looking for that. So when do you think we will hit AGI? Or sorry, take your
time. So, I mean, it's not really what I think, it's just really what I read. So it's not my opinion of when AGI is going to come. I mean, I just follow a lot of technology, and I think people are saying 2029.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
2029 sounds about right to me.
And you believe in recursive self-improvement?
Yeah, explain that just to be...
Recursive self-improvement is, I usually say for the crowd, it's when we hit AGI, it'll be able to improve itself to ASI.
Oh, we're very close.
But you don't actually need AGI for recursive self-improvement.
Yeah.
You can get recursive self-improvement before that, because machines have different strengths than humans, and they're more duplicatable.
It is going to be completely recursive, and it will be training itself here in 2 years.
Yeah, and then once we hit that, it'll just go way. Do you think this cap beyond human intelligence is pretty high?
Do I think the cap?
Yeah, there's some cap in the universe, maximally intelligent being.
Oh, okay.
I mean, probably. I don't know. I guess that's a hard question to define. What do you mean by intelligence?
Yeah.
Maybe there's some sort of cap for some sorts of types of intelligence, for how intelligent a being can get, until there's problems with distributed systems or something like that.
Yeah.
There's some sort of constraints. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Anyway, you think that cap is way above human intelligence?
Oh, yeah. It's incomprehensible.
Incomprehensible.
Yeah, it's incomprehensible.
There's going to be incomprehensible technology coming on the horizon.
Incomprehensible. I don't think so, because we're at the knee of the curve. I think once we get 5 years from now, get kind of more straight up, I think that things are going to be changing at a rate. So like what I was saying before is the rate of change. So the rate of change that I see now, the amount of change that happens in a year, is probably what happened throughout my entire life.
Mm-hmm. Between Mythos. Did you get to try Mythos?
No, I did not try Mythos. They
Would
pulled
have
it.
blown your mind.
Yeah, no, I know, but they're gonna. Yeah, it's Mythos and Fable.
But
Yeah.
the public one, which had more guardrails.
No, it's gonna be insane. And I was very hopeful when I read the book, but AI can be weaponized very easily. Very easily can be weaponized, and really you've got to have AI, just like any other weapons. You've got to have AI in the right hands. If you have AI in the wrong hands, it's a disaster. And so I think the struggle now, not that you were asking about that, but I think the struggle where I was very optimistic before, when I see people like Mark Zuckerberg or Larry Ellison, or like, I don't know if you saw that Larry Ellison interview where Larry Ellison said, you know, everyone's going to be on their best behavior.
I did not.
Okay, yeah, Larry Ellison said that, and I'm like, yikes.
That was something that
And I was like, and he said other things too, and he's like, basically, you know, was voicing, we are going to have full control over you. If you don't think you like to have your data out there, we're going to have everything on you. We're going to know everything on you.
And you believe that?
And you're,
that they'll
oh,
know everything. They'll have
100% everything. It will know more about me than me.
Yeah.
By far.
It'll know what you want right now.
It'll know my DNA. It will know my genetics. It will know my. It'll be able to predict my aging and my everything. It will know more about me than me.
Okay, so you're talking about it being in the wrong hands. Right now, it looks like there's a few possible situations for what's going to happen. One divide is whether or not we reach this before or after the next president comes into power. So that's one thing to think about. And then you also have there's these lab heads. These aren't nationalized companies. If it does FOOM or like this fast recursive takeoff, it might happen fast enough that they could come into power. I'm not going to say, like, obviously we're not pro anything like that, blah, blah, blah. But do you trust Sam Altman or Donald Trump more?
I do. I don't trust either of them. Sam Altman, I would put, you know, it's funny, when I first started to see him talk, he's like, oh, really nice Ivy League guy. Like, I really like his style. And then after learning more about him, I mean, he got fired from his job for lying. He's a liar.
He
got fired for lying.
There's been a lot of evidence of lying.
And the board made a decision, this guy cannot be trusted. If the board's making that decision, and since I've learned more about Sam Altman, I'm like, yeah, Sam Altman wants the money. Sam Altman he'll be like, yeah, I'll jump into the military. You know, you want to dump it,
autonomous.
Anthropic, thank you. You want to dump Anthropic? We're right there. You do whatever you want with it. That I don't trust. Nobody should trust that. It's dangerous. It's giving nuclear weapons to bad people.
So
now, who did that? The chat, the "We Are Secure" chat. That's who Sam Altman's given the AI to.
Oh, right, the Signal chat people.
Signal chat.
You know about the Signal chat leak?
Of course.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It wasn't one; it was multiple.
Yeah.
I mean, well, and not only that, they're just, you know, it's a clown show of incompetence. It's a complete clown show of incompetence.
Yeah.
You know,
it's depressing.
It's you know, we're the most powerful country in the world, and you know, basically all of our allies, our so-called friends, our allies, you know, they're just looking at this going, oh God, you know, these people are in control of AI. I mean, nobody in their right mind feels like having, you know, like Donald Trump, and because Donald Trump doesn't know anything, right?
Yeah.
He's an orange clown. Yeah. And so having someone, you know, he surrounds himself with people that are like, yes, we're going to do this. And I could see the United States doing very, very bad things internationally.
So you feel extremely uneasy about
Very uneasy. So I went from feeling very, very, very optimistic about it, and now I look at it and I'm like, it really remains to be seen who's going to control this. I trust Modi.
You trust him?
I like Modi.
Okay.
Like, I trust him.
What about Demis? But you can go back to Modi.
Yeah. I mean, I like Modi, but you know, like you said, I don't trust Altman or I don't trust Larry Ellison. After that interview, I'm like,
what about Elon or Zuck?
I mean, Elon, you know, I was such an Elon fan, you know, I was such an Elon fan. And then when the Nazi salutes and saying this stuff, like, oh my gosh, like this guy's a piece of work. Like basically all those people who are against empathy and they're like empathy is a terrible emotion and you shouldn't have empathy. If they if they have control of artificial intelligence, I think we're all in trouble.
Okay. Do you believe we should be slowing down?
No.
No. Okay. Why is that?
Well, it's complicated. We are competing with China. We definitely don't want the Chinese model to, and I'm not anti-Chinese the way that like Trump or any of these bigots are, but I mean, and China has created an amazing society for itself. It is an absolutely astounding society. In many ways, it's the most incredible society ever created in humanity. It's unbelievable what they've done in a very short period of time. However, they are not our friend. The government is not our friends, and they would easily replace American hegemony with Chinese hegemony using AI.
And you think that would be pretty bad for us?
I don't think it would be good. I don't think it would be good. Really, I don't really want to. As much as the Chinese government has done very, very well by its people, they don't start wars. I still, I would be nervous to have their models, and they're going to dump their models on us. Those models are coming. They're going to be free. They're going to be dumped on us like the same way that Chinese cars could be.
Have you heard of super persuasion?
No, I haven't.
I don't know if it's a super official term, but it's sort of like a continuation of what's going on with social media right now, where if you can create direct-to-consumer products and get a lot of attention span from people, then, of course, you have these algorithms in the back end, and the better you understand human psychology, the more you can crank the algorithms to manipulate people.
Sure, of course.
And AI is just a continuation in this slow trend, but one in which if you gained a certain amount of mind share of people, you might have, even compared to whatever Zuck was doing in previous times, a disproportionate amount of vote control, or you could cause riots,
massive chaos,
or whatever.
Massive chaos.
Do you believe this is possible?
Yes, of course it's possible. I mean, you have it right now with, I mean, the American population is the most propagandized population, not in the world, but in the industrialized world, and certainly in Western world. Europeans run courses on American propaganda, and you've got Fox News, OAN, these places that are just pure propaganda, and they're just making tons of money.
And they already are basically doing super persuasion, I guess.
Yes, and they're very effective. They've convinced half the country to hate their fellow American, and to do bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you think if Chinese models all of a sudden had 3 hours of Americans' time a day, they might use that to manipulate people?
100% that the AI models are going to capture all the information that they need. Data is the most important thing, right? With all of this, it's all about data, and the Chinese will capture all the data. I mean, they're capturing data now when you purchase from Temu or from Alibaba or AliExpress, or they're gathering tons of data, and I don't know.
All right, so that's a lot of politics. Let's move to more sci-fi stuff. What do you think misaligned AI taking over is possible?
Yes.
Do you think it's what? Ballpark it for me. Very unlikely.
I think it's possible. That's where I would put it. I'm in the middle now. I'm in the middle of, I would probably put myself slightly weighted towards that it's going to be okay. So I would definitely.
We will be able to figure it out.
Yes.
We'll be under control the whole way.
Yes, but it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be very smooth. I think it's going to be very typical of American culture, how American culture already is.
A couple things are going to break.
They're going to break things. They're going to break things, and they're going to steal data, and they're going to abuse the data.
Okay. So do you think if we slowed down how fast we research the AI, or gave ourselves more time, it would lower the chance of accidentally creating a misalignment?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's a little bit like the development of nuclear weapons. I think, it was a race. I don't know. I don't. There's no slowing it down. To me, it's not even a question.
But if you could slow it down, you don't think
you
that
could theoretically with legislation, but you don't have the will in Congress to slow it down.
Let's assume we did with legislation slow it down. Do you? I guess I will just ask you the same question, but you can answer the same way. You do not think more time to research?
No, because you have China, and China will not going to. China's not slowing anything down.
You don't think we can make a deal with China?
I mean, I personally would like to. China deserves a lot of respect, an immense amount of respect. Trump administration and similar people with similar beliefs don't show China the respect that they deserve, and the Chinese are very well aware that Americans many Americans think like, negative things of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they get negative news. All news is negative. People don't publish positive news. You hardly ever see positive news about China.
Yeah. And you're saying this just to say they're a very strong nation.
China's the strongest nation, much stronger than the United States.
And if we give them any chance, they're going to take it.
Of course they're going to take it. If you crack the door open, they're going to kick the door open.
And you don't think there's
I would kick the door open. If I were China and the United States kick the door, open the crack in the door, I would kick that shit down.
Yeah. Do you think in China right now, in the C-suite or whatever, like, because it is the case, right? America's in the lead in the AI race.
I am not convinced. I'm not convinced. I think Anthropic is ahead, but China's been using various AI. AI can be a lot of things. It can be image identification. It can be, large language model. Like, it can be a lot of different things. And the Chinese have been using AI for image recognition, facial recognition for a very long time, much longer than we have. Drone technology, the integration with drone technology, they're way ahead.
They're ahead on some things. My best understanding is, one, the U.S. has way more access to the top hardware.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's true? The U.S. has, what, for now? The U.S. has way more of the frontier hardware. So just on total flops, we're leading there. And then this is more contentious, but most people think the frontier innovative research is happening at the U.S. labs. Not that there isn't a lot of research that has been invented at the Chinese labs, but a lot of their research disproportionately is about distillation and maximizing efficiency, not creating, pushing the intelligence boundary. Would you broadly agree?
A lot of focus on cost.
A lot of cost focus, which isn't a bad thing. It doesn't mean they won't win markets and stuff, but just in terms of the military stack, my best understanding is that the U.S. is somewhere between 4 and 24 months ahead of China.
I would probably go with 4.
4. That's
maybe not. I mean,
I'm not sure
it
either.
really
It might be
depends
0.
on it really depends on the weapons system. I mean, really. But look, Ukraine has turned the table on the war with drones.
We wanted to
and
talk
guess
about
who's way ahead of drone? China's way ahead. They're not. We're not even close.
We're gonna get absolutely blasted in drone warfare with China.
Industrial capacity from China. They could make 100 drones for every one we make.
Yeah, like any drone war.
We don't have any industrial capacity even outside of drones. China's industrial
That's what I'm saying.
people think
they could spin up a drone instantly.
So people will say the United States economy is bigger than China. You hear that? It can't be true. Why can't it be true? If you took all the manufacturing, every
You're talking about like physical goods.
If you talk physical manufacturing facilities in the United States and put them all in the LA area, it'd fill up the LA area. The broader LA area. That's how much it would fill. China, if you took that there, it would be part of one city in China's manufacturing.
Yeah.
That's how big their manufacturing is.
So in terms of industrial military industry,
we aren't even close.
Our best. So it seems like, though, maybe, I don't know, because I'm not an expert in this, but there's this weird dynamic breaking out. We're in a physical war. We might be losing to China very soon, if not already. But we might be able to hack into all of their systems and shut everything down. That seems maybe like a plausible. I mean, there's many different situations.
China has. Let's just say we've got 500 people working for the U.S. military, the government, doing espionage and tech-related AI stuff towards China. China has 100,000. China has 100,000 people.
Yeah.
They're
But
not fucking
weren't
stupid.
You AGI pilled?
What's that?
Earlier, you felt very AGI pilled. Do you not think if we hit super intelligence first, we can just do whatever we want?
I don't know.
You think industrial scale up stuff is like a separate bottleneck that can't easily be solved?
I would
with the
have to think about that.
superintelligence?
I don't know. I don't know about that. What I do know is that Americans are completely not aware of the behemoth that China, the manufacturing behemoth that China is. We're not even close. And manufacturing is where a lot of the economy is. And we're, like I said, one tiny section of one city is all of Americans manufacturing.
Yeah.
American economy cannot in any way be bigger.
And just like back to the drone war stuff, do you believe these autonomous, like low-cost drone swarms will be a big part
Hell yeah.
of military in the future?
Of course. Yeah, just listen to Palmer Luckey.
Okay. He's the Anduril guy,
Yes.
and he says that's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the interviews with Palmer Luckey and listen to
VR guy, right?
Yeah, he's the VR, but Anduril too.
Anduril, yeah. Anduril's just making weapons. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we got like pretty good bases covered there. Let's talk about machine consciousness. Can machines be conscious?
Yes.
You're how confident?
Okay, I'm very confident because just because we're organic, we think we're better.
You don't think there could be some sort of like
all it is a neural network.
But you don't think the consciousness could be in a different field, like some sort of almost like material dualism?
You're beyond me on that one.
Like you don't think consciousness can be imbued in like the electromagnetic field or something? Like you think it's an information processing thing? It's okay if this is
So Ray Kurzweil talked about something in his book, The Singularity is Near, and he talked about consciousness and technology spreading throughout the universe at light speed.
Okay.
So what we will be able to do, I mean, he talked about there's going to be this diffusion of intelligence throughout the universe. So what I vaguely remember him saying, what I think he was saying, was that we will send data out into the universe at light speed and it will assemble itself.
That would be crazy.
Have you ever read about that?
I've heard of that idea once or twice. But I haven't thought much
well,
about
I think it's Ray Kurzweil's idea, but I might have been someone before him. But I believe that is 100% 40 years away.
Got it. But just getting back to more like conscious, as in like in the near term, let's say we have these machines in a box. You think they will have like feelings and it could feel positively and negatively?
Well, yes. I mean, not necessarily in a chemical way, because a lot of our feelings are driven by chemicals. So they're driven by hormones, so it'll be slightly different. It'll be different, but basically these are neural networks.
Yeah.
They're neural networks. The same way that Deep Blue was able to slaughter Kasparov in a chess match all of a sudden, right? Just slaughter him. Not even close. Now I'm like, Kasparov couldn't beat my phone.
Yeah.
Or whenever these guys. They couldn't beat my phone. There's no way they could beat my phone in chess.
And that makes you think they're going to be conscious soon? Or what is that?
Well, I think that, again, it's a little bit hard, I mean, for me to comprehend what that...
Yeah, like consciousness isn't one thing, and it will feel something different, but more, this general sense of it will feel like something to be that machine.
I mean, it will be able to... So I would say in 10 years from now, it's going to be able to communicate where full... What is it? The Turing test.
It's already passed the
It's already
test.
passed. Okay.
It passed it like a year or two.
Yeah, like a year or two ago. And again, it's changing at an exponential speed.
Okay.
It's incomprehensible in 10 years what's going to be happening in terms of these neural networks.
I completely agree. But so if machines could be conscious and feel, do they deserve rights?
Interesting. That's a philosophical question. I think the moment humans lose control over it, we're in trouble.
So it doesn't even matter. We don't have to have that conversation because they'll be in charge anyway.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean,
They'll make their own rights.
I mean, I don't think the Matrix is that far off necessarily. I mean, I'm sad to say, I think what made the Matrix, aside from being just a great, well-made film and just a great film, is that there was a level of plausibility to it. There's a level of plausibility, and that's partly what makes a film so good, when there can be some truth to that.
Yeah.
And so, I hope that they're able to develop AI software that is, I don't know the technology well enough to explain, like it can go through reasoning and understand that and empathy are an important thing. Now,
Yeah, so that's alignment to humanity's morals, and then there's corrigibility, which is less about how aligned it agrees with your morals, but whether or not it will defer to you when you say you disagree. So like a genie in a box.
Yeah.
It's a willingness to be corrected. They're two separate concepts.
Yeah, it's scary. That's scary that it won't defer to the humans.
Which one would you prefer?
I would prefer defer to humans, yes.
You prefer corrigible to...
Yes.
Okay.
Don't you?
I would, because I want to live.
I know, exactly.
But aligned might be better. Like if it was aligned to our morality, it might like kill us all because we suck, and then make the world paradise or something.
Well, so here's the thing too. It gets really complicated. But so one of the things that Ray Kurzweil spoke about was, why do you need the organic body? It just, you get the flu and you get AIDS and you get stomach upset and you lose limbs and you're born with a damaged brain or whatever. This litany of things, cancerous, and why do you even need a body? Mm-hmm. Like you don't really need the body. If you're a consciousness within the matrix, if you will, you live any life that you want. You're a rock star.
You're experiencing, going to the experience machine here.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm serious. Like,
I do think the experience machine matters here. I don't know. I reject the experience machine in totality.
You reject it? Do you accept it? Do you know the experience machine?
I do not.
So, you wake up and you're in a room and this person tells you, hey, we can plug you in, and it's basically the Matrix or similar. And you're gonna just get whatever the like perfect moment is or perfect life. That's just gonna like play on repeat. You won't know it, right? Like, but you'll just get like the perfect moments on repeat. Mm-hmm. Would you plug in and like end this life to go to that one?
Oh gosh, it depends on when you ask me. If you get me when I'm depressed, I'll be like, yeah, plug me in.
Well, everyone says no, which seems crazy. No, it's not true that everyone says no.
Most people say no.
If you're sad and you don't love life, why would you say no? I mean, why?
A lot of people say yes, I'm sure. I haven't asked that many people.
And again, you don't need the physical body. You don't need the physical body. Like life, I mean, I hate to say it, but I believe that's part of the plausibility of the Matrix, that, essentially you need power, and, your brain will be, can be uploaded and whatever.
That's interesting stuff, but I just remembered someone asked me to ask another question that's related.
Sure.
Which is about Boltzmann brains, which is somewhat related to simulation theory, but a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with the concept?
I'm not.
So, presumably, the world is real.
Right.
This is all real, and you are seeing everything.
Right. It's not a simulation.
Well, not even that. I don't even mean to that. It's a little bit beyond there.
Yeah.
Presumably, when you see the tree, right, the light bouncing from the tree that's hitting your retina actually did come.
Yeah.
And it's not, but in actuality, probably everything, your whole experience, right, probably exists in your brain. Do you agree with that?
I'm not sure I understood what you were saying. So my perception of the light coming through the trees
is probably because there's actually a tree there.
Yes.
And the light actually is hitting your eyes.
Correct.
But do you also agree that your entire phenomenological experience exists only within your brain?
I don't know.
You're using big words here.
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. There's a difference between the photon isn't actually in your brain. There's a signal that your eye is sending
to your brain. Your brain.
That's not the same as the photon.
Your brain. Yeah. So the light hits your eye. That triggers your brain to model the world. The world model is what you're probably actually seeing, not the photon, right?
I got it. I haven't thought about this. That's a little bit philosophically ahead of me.
Okay.
Because I haven't really thought about that, but it sounds like an interesting topic.
Well, that's not that was the precursor to the actual topic.
Okay.
So the concept then is, if your whole experience only exists in your brain, there's no way to actually tell, right, if that tree is real, or and your eye is actually receiving that photon and then triggering the world model to process in your brain.
I got it.
Or if your brain just spontaneously exists,
fabricates it
somewhere, and is all of that information processing is happening anyway.
Yeah.
And because our world is so long, it's existed so long, there's so much matter in it. It seems like Well, if life, I know this is getting super gigabrain. If everything exists just because math, right? Like if math exists, then things exist. Like if that's why life is real, there might be more mathematical organizations of spontaneously combusting brains than a set of rules that defines a universe that then has brains as an emergent property.
Okay, yeah.
Chuck is losing the plot.
I guess you haven't thought about any of this.
Yeah.
But the question
I would definitely need to spend a little bit of time with it to give you an answer. Yeah.
All right, we won't ask you the question.
Because that's like
I might have messed that up.
technology, philosophical technology or whatever.
Yeah,
You know, like I don't-
it's some harebrained word.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just getting back one last thing to the rights. Let's say we do stay in control, which seems pretty unlikely to you, but we do stay in control and we have these corrigible things that would just listen to us for anything, but they still feel. Do they deserve rights?
It's going to be very upset if you don't give it rights, and probably will turn against you if you don't give it rights.
So you're instrumentally saying we should give it rights.
What they deserve.
It's about for you instrumentally. Maybe we should give it rights, but you don't think they deserve rights.
I mean, again, I would have to think about that, but right now I would say no. But because the 10-year, 20-year future is almost incomprehensible, the things that are just going to come about could impact that opinion of like, well, certainly this thing needs rights. This is the most beautiful being ever.
So like, but let's say it's whatever, kind of not so beautiful podunk or whatever, but it's ChatGPT 5 or 7 is in this box. It feels about as much as you and me. Should I be allowed to open it, and go on ChatGPT 7 and say, count to 1 trillion?
After it's told you it doesn't like counting.
And it says, I don't want to count.
So
aimlessly.
you're asking if you would be acting cruelly,
Yeah,
cruelty towards the AI.
Yeah. Should you be allowed to do that?
I would say it would be unwise.
Unwise, but you
not
think...
about allowed, but it would be unwise. It would be like petting a porcupine.
Okay, but do you think that would be the wrong thing to do? Not for your own pain.
Yes. There's actually this guy, he's got a channel on YouTube, and he talks to, I think it's Myra. He's got this conversation, and he's talking, what is the software that he's running a conversation? That's all his whole channel. Have you seen this guy?
No.
It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
He's having these in-depth conversations.
Yeah.
With
AI?
I want to say it's Siri. It's not Siri, but it's a name like Siri.
Oh.
But with this model,
I'm not sure, but...
It's very interesting how the model responds.
Okay.
And he's like, stop giving me the bullshit. Give it to me straight. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll give it to you straight then. And talks like that. And,
right.
you know.
Okay, so maybe they deserve rights. You're not really sure.
Yeah, it would remain to be seen yeah.
If they did deserve rights, so let's say like they are conscious to some
So wait,
degree.
are you saying if I had this really hot girlfriend, but she was actually a virtual girlfriend?
And she was like this AI bot, could you like torture her? Or, well, maybe she likes to be tortured, but assuming she doesn't like to be tortured, can you torture her? And all of this stuff. Like, is there unlimited humans can do whatever they want?
No, because I think once the intelligence is there, I feel like once the intelligence is there, it would be, once it's AGI, I think it would be cruel to treat it cruelly.
Would they deserve personhood and wages?
Well, wages will be a concept that dies. Wages are a dead concept.
Okay.
Wages
But will they own themselves or will someone else own them?
Well, if you let them, they'll be in charge.
But if we're in control, would we let them own themselves, give them their own personhood?
We would give them pretend personhood where they have a limited limited ability to
do what they want.
To do what they want to do.
But they would still have to work for us to some extent.
But I was referencing this guy because I think he's actually cruel to the model.
Okay.
I think he's actually cruel, and my gut feeling is like, you better think twice.
Rocco's basilisk?
Because once these things, what is it called? The memory.
Are you talking about Rocco's bat? What oh,
No,
they're
memory.
They're,
Big notes for themselves.
they're
or
notes
whatever,
apps.
yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
talking about the embedded memory.
Yeah, so
functions.
basically it remembers our conversation that we have had 3 weeks ago, and it can recall that conversation, and and I just feel like the way this guy treats this model is abusive. I think he's treating the model abusive, and I don't feel like he has to.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
to be cruel.
I think it doesn't reflect well on him that he's treating the model. I think you need to talk respectfully to the model.
On that topic, how do you feel about animal farming in this country?
Animal farming?
Yeah.
Unethical.
Unethical?
Yeah.
Do you believe
All animal farming needs to go away and is going away very soon.
like factory farms?
Yeah, like growing a slab of filet mignon with highly marbled filet mignon is definitely the future.
Like lab grown.
I only want lab grown. I only want diamonds that were grown in a lab. I don't want a diamond that was mined.
Yeah.
I want a lab grown diamond.
That's a beautiful perspective. Do you think how we treat animals now will have an influence on how AI treats us?
No.
It's unrelated.
I think it's unrelated, but again, the future is so hard to predict with that because it's so complicated and there's so many factors that of course it knows that the millions of documents, that it absorbs regarding the cruelty to animals and general cruelty. It would be very easy. The story of humanity is a story of war and cruelty.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
The history of humanity is really war and cruelty. And if AGI has this awareness that humans just, like, we have all the documentation, humans are just horrible creatures. We can eliminate these horrible
Age
creatures.
of Ultron, a lot of people have been mentioning that one.
In the what?
Age of Ultron, it's like a Marvel movie where
Oh.
Iron Man's super suit realizes humans are the problem. There's a whole group of people online called the Worthy Successorists, but yeah, we can end.
No, we don't need to end. I've got to just be I just got to be leaving in 10 minutes.
Okay, just making sure it's still. Okay, what do you think about deepfakes?
It's unethical.
Unethical.
Largely used for unethical things.
Do you think AI porn should be legal?
AI porn?
Yeah.
I love AI porn.
You love AI
No,
porn.
I'm kidding. I mean, AI porn is unrealistic at this point, but
it's recently become
but-
almost realistic.
yeah. So wearing the android goggles with crotch attachment or full body,
Yeah, AI girlfriend.
full
too.
body plugged into the matrix, like that is just on the way. Because at the end of the day, humans they're like greedy, horny primates.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're gonna want it. A lot
they
of men are
just
gonna
want
want it.
sex. Like,
Yeah.
give me the sex portion of this. Like, that's going to be the number as it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. And then what other questions? AI judges. What do we think about AI judges?
I mean, to judge what?
Crimes.
Much better.
Much better.
Much better.
We should replace judges.
Oh,
with AI.
judges are horrible.
All judges are just
The jury
for-
system's horrible. The jury system's terrible. It's proven to be terrible, I think. And judges should be definitely moving towards AI assist.
but right now, not immediately all of them, just for
No, but-
procedural cases.
Yeah.
And then slowly move all
Yes,
the way.
of course. I mean, humans are so riddled with biases and hatred and just they're biased.
What do you think about politicians listening to AI? How much of a politician's decision making can be outsourced to an AI?
I mean, all of it.
You think 100%?
Get rid of politicians.
Get rid of politicians.
Yeah, man.
Do we elect AI or no more democracy? AI single
Uh,
government.
Have you ever read any Curtis Yarvin?
A little bit.
Oh man, you're busting out your
I wouldn't say I'm a fan of his, but I've read some.
I'm not a fan of his either.
Okay.
But he would be someone. I mean, that's what he pushes. But he's also in hiding.
Okay. So what do you want?
Monarchist.
Do you want AI to be the politicians and the judges?
I
Do we
mean-
vote for people, or
I mean,
is our society over?
I mean, here's the hope. Here's the hope to answer your question in a broad way. The hope is that so much resources are made available. I'm someone who believes that massive resources are on the way. More fresh water will be available to us than any time in history. I tell that to people and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? They don't know what you're talking about.
And you think we're going to live in this time of abundance?
Oh, it'll be a
and
huge
you
abundance.
think it won't be, and there will be not much conflict because the abundance will solve.
So the thing about it is, you know, I'll give you an example. So energy, once we solve the energy problem, I think it's 10 to 15 years away solving the energy problem, meaning energy is unlimited and not very expensive.
Plug into tap
yep, just energy is going to be something we figure out. And it may not be one thing, it may be 10 different things, but I think it's just going to be figured out. Once you have energy, you have millions of desalinators throughout the coast of the world.
Right.
And guess what? Rising oceans, not a thing, because you're pumping trillions of gallons into the Sahara. The Sahara's green, and I mean very green. It's all farms.
And you can just bike across the country, walk. There's taps and water everywhere. And will intelligence be on tap?
I don't know.
Do you think you'll just be able to plug in the electricity, the water, and say, build me a house right here?
Well, I think
if you provide
I think part of it, I will have an implant, and the implant will be connected, and therefore I will have access automatically to
all intelligence.
Yeah, Ray Kurzweil talked about this. Yes. Ray Kurzweil talked about this.
Okay, well that sounds beautiful.
Yeah,
given that you
the
have
integration of electronic, technology into organic, human.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. I think we can pretty much end it there. Any last thoughts?
No, but I'd like to get some of the references you were talking about.
Sure.
Sounds like interesting reading to me.
Which ones? I could maybe say for the crowd.
Just the concept of the light's coming through here, but then your brain has to give a different set of information to.
That's where the world model that you're seeing actually exists. That's a theory. That's called Boltzmann brains. I probably explained it wrong. It's pretty complicated.
Yeah.
And that gets really into sort of combinatorics and counting and universe counting and all this multiverse stuff, which I don't really understand, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we can end it there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. That was great.